Hi, Gerry and Miri here.
Hi, I'm Gerry Dragomir. I'm a sport coach, been coaching for about 40 years. I've coached athletes from 4 years old up to the Olympic level, with medalists at many international meets, and that's about it for me
And I'm
right
Miri
now.
Malkin. I'm clinical hypnotherapist. I'm mind coach. I work with athletes. I work with parents and kids, and I focus on anxiety.
Okay,
So,
I'm
Gerry,
listening.
let's talk about curiosity and why it's important to have this trait.
Yeah, why curiosity?
Why?
Oh man, well, um, very little actually gets discovered or done without the aid of curiosity. Um, if you're not curious, then we end up just doing the same thing that we did the last time. And we do it over and over and over again. And that might have been fine for when we did it. Maybe we were 8 or 10 years old when we did it, and it was just great. But now that we're maybe 10 years older, that's not just so good anymore, running around behaving like you did when you were 8 years old. Having that curiosity to look at what you should try next, or how does this work, or what if we did that. I mean, all of these questions really help to drive your curiosity and your discovery of things that maybe not new for anybody else, but they're new for you. And that's the important bit.
So, going back to you and as a coach, how do you see that curiosity, cultivating curiosity, is actually helping a person to be a better athlete?
So, so the project I'm working on right now just is just passing out of its 20th year. This is an experiment, a rather long one. And so everything we do in this particular project is based on curiosity. Is based on, I wonder what would happen if we did this, and then we go and try it, and we go, nothing good happens to that, or whoa, this is the next thing we're adding to our arsenal of training weapons. Um, but but it's really it's contagious. And so when I'm behaving like that and behaving, and we're doing an experiment, well, let's try, Alger, let's try an experiment, let's see how this works for you. Then they pick up on that mode as well. And it doesn't take very long, of a month or two of that, and they're coming to me going, what if we try this? Could we experiment with that? I know you coach me like this, but I think I might do better if we do something like, a little differently. And now we've opened the door to them discovering their own inner creativity, and that's very powerful.
Right, like we talked before about the inner resources, right?
Curiosity is definitely one of the most powerful ones.
And then they can, through curiosity, they can discover other resources and other abilities.
We really don't discover much about ourselves unless we search for it, do we?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And it's the curiosity that fires the search.
So from your experience, someone who lack the curiosity, or or don't have enough curiosity to discover and to search and to look into stuff, um, can they go to the next level at all?
Oh, are there incurious people who do things really well? Oh, absolutely, no question about it. But they're kind of exceptional. That the curiosity is like, if they did that and they were curious, there would be no way to touch them. They would just be undefeatable. So So I'm happy that there's people at the top of sport who are not curious, because they're easy to get around. They're easy to pass and move forward on. Um, the Okay, I'm a coach and I like my athletes to do what they're told. But unfortunately, compliance and blind compliance is the absolute opposite of curiosity. Um, so even though it causes extra work for me and makes my job more difficult, I always welcome the questions and the curiosity that comes from my athletes, because it it never fails to make us better.
Right. And how do you think about curiosity and playfulness?
Um, I Cats, kittens. That's how I think of it. I mean, that. As soon as you say that, that image just pops right into my mind. Is kittens rolling around, or puppies,
Mm-hmm.
and just playing, biting each other's tails, or chasing each other around, or jumping over this, watching young children. And we talked about this in a previous one, where jumping off the stairs and
Right.
having the curiosity to figure out that it is something to do, and having the curiosity for how far can we take this, and are there different ways to jump off the stairs? Can you spin around while you jump off the stairs? Can you do? And it's that, you know, it that in itself, like if I'm watching kids do that, those are kids that I would really enjoy coaching, because they're exercising their curiosity muscles.
Right.
And so their curiosity muscles will be finely tuned, and they'll be very, very easy to coach. Where an athlete who just does what they're told and just follows all the rules, and that those are good things, but they lack the spark that curiosity brings. Like, I would much rather see my athletes doing a workout that I had planned slightly differently, or maybe adding a this or a that on, or some curly cues, or some whatever kind of crazy things that they could think of, because now I know they're experimenting with the technique. Now I know they're trying to see where the boundaries are and how it works. And when I'm observing that, I know that athlete is fully engaged and is likely to progress quite quickly.
Right. And when you say it sparks the curiosity, for me, playfulness and curiosity, it brings also the joy of doing something, of exploring something, of being curious. It's not just, oh, okay, I'll ask, but I want to ask, I want to know, but it brings like playfulness for me brings another energy as well. That is positive. It brings joy, pleasure for something that can be quite hard. Running or walking 25 kilometers or 50 kilometers can be quite hard. But if you bring some playfulness, if you bring some curiosity with you, then it can make the experience completely different.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. So we talk about philosophy, we talk about how the cosmos is built, and all sorts of things that have absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing, except it's a way of playing while we're getting the work done. One of the things that I did when I was coaching baseball and softball is, do you know those sports at all?
Yes.
Okay, lots of rules.
Yes.
Rules about everything. Rules about, like, how high your pant cuffs should be, and all sorts of things that really don't have a lot to do with the actual game. So full of rules, and young children, and they have to learn all these rules. So every once in a while, we would play no rules baseball. And so whatever it was that you wanted to do at that particular point in time, it had to be a baseball thing. There was a rule, one rule. The one rule baseball. I call it no rules, and nobody complained. And then they would just go and do whatever. And we had so much fun doing it. And just the amount of learning that happened in those sessions was way beyond whatever I could get in a formal session, where now we're going to do this and we're going to learn how to catch the ball with two hands, and because they're playing, their minds are fully open, we're all active, and you're having to deal with the constant challenge of, I don't know what's going to happen next. And in that context, then performance starts to improve markedly. I think that's, kids do that, and then we regiment them, and then we put them into, okay, and you follow these rules, and you do like this, and nobody touches the bats until this happens, and all creativity is stifled, and curiosity just goes and sits on the bench.
Right. It's funny that you moved from lots of rules to only 3 rules in your coaching, in what you're coaching now, right?
Oh, yeah, it was refreshing. The rule book is less than 1 page long.
Yeah. So lots of space for curiosity and playfulness and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it pains me to watch, but they like to throw around a ball before or whatever when they're warming up, or in getting ready for a major event, and they'll throw a little football around or that. Okay, these guys never trained to throw things ever, and they're so bad at it. But they have so much fun, and it's like they get to be puppies doing that, because they're doing something they're not good at all, although they think they're okay at it. They're not, but they're doing it in just the joy of doing it, and that sort of sets the frame for them to be able to do these amazing performances.
Right. So thank you so much. And again, just to recap, we are talking about here about being curious, how to allow yourself to ask the questions. Also, adding playfulness can spark your creativity. And if you found any value in this conversation and you want to connect with us more, and maybe talk to us about how to start your creativity, how to start those questions, feel free to contact us. Our contact information is down below. And continue the conversation. We are happy to talk with you and see where it can take us to. Thank you so much. Thanks, Gerry.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.